5'4" and a snug size, let's say 6. But ever since I was 12 and got my first subscription to Vogue, I wanted to be a model. I loved clothes, fashion, and the idea of dating rock stars. And I wanted to live in that glamorous world. I had a taste of it in high school in the tiny town of Katy, Texas. As a senior, I was second runner-up in the Katy Rice Harvest Festival beauty pageant. My best friends, Cheryl and Kathy, were first runner-up in Queen, and as part of our prize package, all 3 of us got to model furs on Good Morning Houston. We skipped school for the day, walked the catwalk on local TV, and afterward, the station paid for our lunch at La Hacienda, my favorite Mexican restaurant. I was hooked. As a realistic career choice, modeling might have been a long shot. That year, I wasn't voted most attractive. I won most individual, whatever that means. But I could strike a pose, and my senior class photos came out great. If someone like Eileen Ford could see those, I might have a chance. But I had no idea how to make that happen, so instead of the runway, I went to college. I focused on school and drinking Bartles and James wine coolers and eating a lot of Nachos Belgrande at Taco Bell. My first job out of grad school was assistant to the VP of marketing for a professional basketball team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. It wasn't quite the glam life I had envisioned. One day at work, I was reading the paper, and a full-page ad caught my eye. Become a model today. No experience necessary. The company, Model Search America, promised access to tons of modeling agencies. The ad text was big and bold, and in the middle of the ad were pictures of a regular-looking girl and guy, smiling and modeling. At the bottom, in the biggest font I've ever seen, was a number to call for more information. This could be a sign. Before I could chicken out, I picked up the phone and dialed. It was a recording. It promoted their casting call in Detroit, about 3 hours away by car. The cost was $500. I had a lot of student loan debt. My budget was so tight I had typed up a card that said, if it is not this, do not buy it. Under that was a list of things I could buy, like toilet paper, gasoline, and food. Model Search America was not on that list. I laminated the card and kept it in my wallet to stop me from spending. But the voice on the recording sounded really enthusiastic and stated there was modeling work for all types, including commercial print. I might not be supermodel material, but I could see myself in an ad for American Airlines or Embassy Suites. I come from gullible stock. My grandfather had more entries from Publishers Clearinghouse filed away than income tax returns. He did win a Chevy Beretta and a Sharp microwave, but for the amount of time and money he shelled out on contests, he probably could have bought a Bentley. I knew I had sucker potential, so I was usually wary of scams. I realized this could be one, but looking at the big picture, $500 might be a small price to pay for the chance to live my dream. So any apprehension I felt was overshadowed by the idea that I was this close to living in a kick-ass loft in Soho and clubbing with my new best friend, Naomi Campbell. To participate in the casting call, I needed photos. I had a new boyfriend, John, who took a photography class and had a really great camera. He was cool and artsy, and he shot in black and white, just like fashion photographers. I was too embarrassed to tell him the truth, so I suggested we could photograph some historical buildings for his portfolio. John was really into architecture, so he said sure. I had never lied to a boyfriend before, mainly because I hadn't really had one. But I couldn't help myself when I realized that this just might work. John was surprised when I showed up for the shoot with multiple wardrobe changes and a makeup kit. But I told him we should be in the photos to capture the mood of each site. For every photo of John, there were 25 of me, pretending to focus on the architecture, but really making sure I got a good 3/4 shot. under the Hope Memorial Bridge. I had him wait to shoot the photo until the wind blew my hair just so. And when I posed in the doorway of St. Peter's Church and looked out pensively over Lake Erie, I made him focus in on my face. I felt guilty. John was so nice and looked like a combination of Harry Connick Jr. and Jason Priestley. How could I deceive someone that cute? I managed. I was scared to go to the casting call by myself. It was at the Renaissance Center in downtown Detroit, which at the time was a wasteland. So I asked John if he wanted to make a road trip to Detroit to eat lunch in Greektown, a neighborhood famous for its restaurants and flaming fried cheese. When we got there, I whipped out the AAA guidebook and casually mentioned that the nearby Renaissance Center was designed by John C. Portman Jr., and it was an important architectural landmark. Wouldn't it be great to see it? John was in. We had to park far away. It was cold and desolate, so we walked fast. As we neared the Renaissance Center, I saw the Model Search America banner hanging from the entrance. It was 30 feet wide and dingy white with faded red letters. There was a tear in the bottom, as if it had been used a lot. Then I saw the gullible moms who came from God knows where, paying their hard-earned money to drag their blank-faced daughters into the slaughter. Some looked like Olive Oyl, others John Benet Ramsey. No Christy Turlingtons. I thought of the $500 in my wallet next to my laminated card. John pointed to the sign and laughed. I turned red, ran to the bathroom, sat down on the floor, and cried. I was my grandfather's granddaughter. I had a better chance of winning a Chevy Beretta than getting a modeling job with these shysters and their enormous cheesy banner. Why was I freezing my ass off in downtown Detroit for this? My mother had died of cancer when I was 10. She was just 34. She was the most beautiful person I had ever known inside and out. She had done some modeling in college, and I just wanted to follow in her footsteps in any way I could. But I knew if she could see me now, it would not be pretty. She'd tell me to get my butt off that filthy bathroom floor and out to that cute boy waiting for me. I went outside and told John the whole thing was a ruse to get to Model Search America. He didn't run away. I think that's because we had driven my car. Also, he was hungry and really wanted to eat lunch in Greektown. So did I, and that's what we did next. John had some practical advice. Why not just get a print agent? There's an idea. I found a really good one in Pittsburgh, and my picture ended up on a Metro billboard and an HP printer cartridge. The best part was when my dad called from Office Depot. He had made a midday run for toner. Yeah, and when he picked up the package, there I was on the back of the box. So I can say I had a modeling career, and John stuck around for all of it. We've been together ever since. 23 years later, he's my husband.